And in this episode, we're going to be talking about 3 tips to keeping your private jet private and the ownership private. Okay, so privacy for private jet owners is something that's been talked about a lot recently, in particular with Elon Musk's private jet whereabouts have been tracked recently. Lots of talk about that, tracking his G650 and thinking, okay, he's just bought Twitter, where is he going? He's going back and forth. And people are figuring out where Elon is going, and above all, what is he up to when he goes to these different places. Now, the first thing you need to do when you buy a private jet, if you want to keep the fact that you own the aircraft quiet, the best thing to do is to set up a company. Set up an LLC, and you can set up an LLC that sets up an LLC. You can do the offshore thing, whatever you want to do. But, set up some form of structure and make sure that the airplane is owned by that company and not by yourself. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you've got all these flight tracking apps. That's how they've been tracking Elon and his private jet movements. So you want to make sure that you get delisted from these various flight tracker platforms. Some people want their airplane to be tracked, others don't. So that's another thing you need to do. And it may be a bit tedious initially, but it can be done. And the third thing is, there's public information out there regarding airplanes. Some people like to put their name on their airplane, the name of their company on their airplane and whatever. And I can understand that some people need to do that because that's part of their business plan. Take, for example, Grant Cardone, who we've had here on BizJet TV. You can check the link to the interview I did with Grant recently about his acquisition of his Gulfstream G650. He videos himself on his jet all the time. He's got his name on his jet. He's got his GC written on the tail and that. But he does that because that's part of the way he does business. There are other people that I know, people that I've flown personally around the world on their private jets, or people that have chartered planes I've been flying. And these people are very wealthy people. You've never heard of them. And I'll tell you one thing, the wealthiest people in the world you've never heard of, because their names never appear in the press. You never see them on TV. They're flying around on private jets. They live in nice houses around the world. They have a lot of wealth, but they're not talked about. I mean, I even think that the Forbes 100 doesn't really list the 100 most richest people in the world, because the ones with the real wealth know how to hide it. Again, unless you're somebody that part of your business plan is to let people know that you're out there. Take even Richard Branson, for example, with the Virgin brand. He needs to be out there because that's part of promoting his company. The companies are promoted through him, so anything that he does automatically advertises his brands, and that's just part of his business plan. But if you're somebody that likes to stay private, you don't want people to know you've got your own private jet, or you've got 5 mansions in different locations around the world and whatnot, or you own these big companies, there are ways of protecting yourself, and that's really what you can do. So these are the 3 tips to, and probably a lot more as I mentioned here, to protecting your privacy as a private jet owner. And let me know in the comments below what you think about this video. Also, remember to subscribe to BizJet TV. Lots of content here about private aviation. And give me a super thanks if you really enjoyed this video. And check out this interview I did with Grant Cardone about his aeroplane. And you'll find out how he uses his jet to build his business. And that's all from Fabrizio, Poli on BizJet TV. And I'll see you on the next one.